Hey film friends, I'm Nick Furman. This is Furman on Film. Welcome to the channel. Listen guys, it's been so nice getting to know all of you. Here we are, coming into awards season. We got these big hitters coming, like this biopic about the longtime love affair between Leonard Bernstein and Felicia Monteallegre. But something was off about this one. I just can't put my finger on it. This is Bradley Cooper's Maestro. You know, thematically, what I think is interesting about Maestro is how it is both familiar in terms of biopic storyline beats and pretty unique. Don't get me wrong, the rise and fall and rise again arc is definitely there. The marital step-outs and substance abuse, the moments of comeuppance with precocious offspring, the price of fame. But what's distinctive here is the depth to which this becomes a character study. And in this case, not just of one character, but actually a dissection of a marriage. One that involves two very singular people who clearly love each other emphatically, but are just wired very differently and seek very different paths to fulfillment. As the story unfolds, it's kind of a cautionary tale on what happens when the limelight hits you. How fame can create hubris and the havoc that can then wreak in your most important relationships. What's fascinating in this picture is that it's not the titular Maestro who is the star of the show. Guys, this is a transcendent performance from Carey Mulligan. And to Cooper and co-writer Josh Singer's credit, she's given a massive stage to showcase her gifts. All the interiority of the movie comes from Felicia's character. It is through her that we see Lenny's highs and lows. And maybe ironically, even the plot's movements seem to revolve around her. I just appreciated this framing. Beyond this, there are some shot choices and production design elements that demonstrate Cooper's growth as a director. During Bernstein's Broadway era, we get these soundstage numbers. And what's more impressive, characters walking through one set into another while the mise-en-scene shifts around them. And of course, the film also moves from this picturesque black and white in the early days of Lenny's conducting and youthful romance to color scenes where his fame really takes off and the family becomes established. But perhaps my favorite moment of the entire picture was the intricate fight sequence between the couple. It's probably the best written scene of the entire film, as it shows glimpses of the depth of the conflict inside each of them, and what they wrestle with but cannot seem to give each other in their relationship. All right, let's move on to some critiques. Let me just say this. If you wanted a primer that goes through all of Bernstein's music comprehensively, like a discography catalog, I mean, if you were looking for a traditional biopic that got pretty hagiographic about this dude's life and work, then this isn't it. Sure, it hits some of the highs of his career like Candide or Mass, or probably most famously when he conducted Mahler's Resurrection Symphony at the Ely Cathedral in England. But the music is almost secondary to the story of their relationship, and I could see that really bothering some people. If you don't buy this, ask yourself while watching, exactly who is Leonard and what motivates him? Outside of Felicia, we just don't get much of this. Maestro is just never that interior about him. And I have to say, the direct into-camera interview moments just didn't fully land for me. Which leads me to my last point, what I'll call the Bradley Cooper experience. This dude has done this twice now, fully immersed himself in a role tied to music in which he conducted or sang, wrote, directed, and starred. He's given the most earnest interviews on the planet about his craft and the seriousness of his art. Now, some people may eat that up completely. This is the stuff that Oscar narratives are made of. And others may be like, whoa, pump the brakes, dude. You're not even Jewish. But I just have to ask, is this a next level performance? An unkind reading would say we're watching someone put on a prosthetic nose and affect a guttural growl. If summer doesn't sing in you, then nothing sings in you. I'm not sure I'm willing to go that far. I don't think his acting detracted from the overall work at all. But it also did not grip and move me the way that Mulligan's performance did. Okay, friends, to conclude, it might be a little on the nose to keep... All right, I'll stop. Look, Maestro is an impressively uncommon type of musical biopic that showcases the man and the woman who's with him every step of the way. It has ample evidence of Cooper honing his craft in terms of shot making and storytelling, but I recommend you see it above all for the tour de force turn from Carey Mulligan, whose panache and nuance turns a common role into something without peer. Well, there you have it. The only thing left to discuss is our rating for this picture. FOF gives Maestro 3.5 out of 5 stars. If you enjoyed this review, please let us know by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Also, don't forget to visit FurmanOnFilm.com for even more movie content. You can also click below to watch these recent videos. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Furman. This is Furman on Film. Stay firm, my friends. All right.